a huge franchise in the gaming world because of one thing. Some insanely awesome fucking moments. So right here, right now, we're gonna be covering the top 5 Resident Evil gaming moments. Number 5. Resident Evil games always seem to have you racing against that fucking clock. There's always some kind of big explosion that you gotta get out of the building or out of this or out of that right before everything goes to hell. But Resident Evil 3 Nemesis had the biggest explosion yet. Sure, Resident Evil 1, you had the mansion blow up. Resident Evil 2, you had the Umbrella facility blow up. But Resident Evil 3, you had the destruction of the entire Raccoon City. This was a huge moment for me personally. It left a huge impact on the entire storyline and everything. You can't just edit and undo the destruction of the fucking city. Raccoon City was the prime location for the entire Resident Evil franchise. Storyline wise, you had Resident Evil 0 all the way to Resident Evil 3. You had all those games taking place right there in the same fucking city. And in Resident Evil 3, when you beat the game and watch it go up in a blaze of glory, that was a big fucking moment right there. I don't know if you guys thought about it when it was happening, but that was the very last time, storyline wise, you'd be able to roam the fucking streets of Raccoon City. And don't even get me started on that bullshit. Oh, Operation Raccoon City, you get to play in it still. No, fuck that game and fuck you if you even fucking thought of that shit. Number 4, the death of Albert Wesker. When a lot of people think of Resident Evil moments, they don't think about the new generation stuff. They don't think anything from fucking 5 on. But Resident Evil 5 saw the death of the number 1 villain in the franchise. I'm even gonna go out there and say this. Albert Wesker is one of the best villains in gaming history. And that's my opinion. And that's worth a hell of a lot. Since Resident Evil 1, when we first saw him, Albert Wesker has looked so fucking cool. He's got his slick back blonde hair, he's got his shades, and he looks like a fucking badass. When I started the game, I was like, I want to fucking play as that guy. Who the fuck wants to play as some chick named Jill? Come on now. Then you find out you're a sucker if you played with Chris. But anyway, Albert Wesker is the fucking man in the Resident Evil franchise. So when he really died in Resident Evil 5, well, allegedly really died. Now, earlier on in the franchise, he had like fake deaths. But it's not until Resident Evil 5 that you find out that Wesker was manufactured. They were trying to create some superhuman or some bullshit. But yeah, he wasn't even fucking real. That felt kind of weird, but in reality, it didn't fucking matter. Albert Wesker, he was the shit. Just to show you how big he was in the Resident Evil franchise, every time you kill every big boss, you always kill him with an RPG. But Albert Wesker, he took 2 of them motherfuckers. I will never forget finally killing that motherfucker after years and years and years of trying. And you know what? It felt so fucking good. Number 3, we going all the way back to the very beginning. The first fucking thing you see in the whole franchise. We talking the live action opening in Resident Evil 1. I will never in my life forget that shit. It felt like you were playing a movie. You got everybody walking through the little fucking high grass and shit, and then you got those terrible fucking dog faces. Back in the day, it looked fucking great. And you got the horrible lip sync that's not even close to being on.
Joseph! No! Don't go!
But the kicker for me, the best thing that really got my fucking blood boiling, was the cast intros. You got the flames flying, and you got them like Chris Redfield and shit, and Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, and of course, the Albert Wesker. But man, that voice actor for that part, he was so into it, you could tell he was having a good fucking time.
Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, Rebecca Chambers, Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
I don't know about you guys, but that is something that really hit here. It really hit right there in that heart right there, little heart cavity. God damn, that voice acting, no. Oh. Number 2. We going to Resident Evil 2. William Birkin is a huge character in the whole plotline, storyline. He's the scientist that created the G virus and helped with a lot of the other fucking viruses. But basically in Resident Evil 2, that motherfucker is about to hightail it with the G virus that he created. But then no, Umbrella motherfuckers come in and gun that motherfucker down. And then you have it. William Birkin's G-Virus transformation. Boom! That picture, that eye, let me tell you, that is a fucking iconic, classic fucking image that is burned into your brain forever. The storyline was really good. It was a little fucked up, I'm gonna be honest. Birkin was trying to get little Sherry Birkin, his daughter, and he was gonna try to bend her over a table and fucking have his way with her. That's what the G-Virus does. It makes you wanna populate. That whole transformation, man. That shit right there was classic. That's when you're like, oh man, this shit is going down. That's when you see the guys with all their machine guns don't matter. It doesn't matter. Birkin is such a badass that he mows them down. He ends up killing all them motherfuckers. And then it's up to you, the player. You're the one that's gotta bring them down and kill them. It is classic. The storyline just adds to it, and the transformation of William Birkin will always be right up there at the top in the series franchise. Number 1. I really hate to be that guy, but the number 1 moment in Resident Evil gaming history is, of course, the first zombie encounter. When I'm laying on my deathbed and I'm thinking of all the shit I've done, I will remember that first fucking zombie turn around, look at me in the eyes, right into my soul. I want your dick. I will never forget playing that game. Me and my best friend sitting there. He's working the controls. I'm working the, alright, go this way, go that way kind of deal, you know what I'm saying? I'm navigating. I'm a good fucking navigator, alright? I will never forget us playing that game, sitting there in the dark and walking in like, man, this place is fucking crazy. This is a big ass mansion. And we walked around the corner and boom, that zombie turns around. And the shit, you could just feel the shit. You could feel your shit flow out of your ass cheeks and down your leg. It was that fucking good. But yes, you can't argue the image that is burned into your brains. That zombie, his eyes, the mouth, the everything, the look. Man, you knew your fucking day was about to get a lot worse right then, right there. So there it is, everybody. The top 5 moments in Resident Evil gaming history. Do you agree with my top 5? That isn't official because it ain't mine, but if you do, throw it down in the comments. Say something, let me know. There was a lot of shit that I had to throw out. Honorable mentions, there's several things. One thing that I had to really fucking think hard about, that number 5. Those dogs jumping through those windows in Resident Evil 1, that shit scared the shit out of me. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the Resident Evil content that's coming to your fucking skulls right now. Hit it up, check it out, enjoy it.